All right, what is up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the difference between advertising on Yelp and using Google Ads, and kind of which that you might be able to use to profitably, bring new customers to your clients as a Facebook ad agency. Because you do have a lot of options. Obviously, we've been focusing on Facebook because it is by far the most effective. But there is one other good option that should definitely not be ignored. That is actually pretty easy to set up and track. So let's talk about first Yelp. So Yelp is an interesting solution because it's not self-serve how Facebook and Google are. It is possible to have it be self-serve, and what I mean by self-serve is that you're actually like kind of doing it, and you're running ads on specific keywords and targeting, and you're choosing your own campaigns and things like that. But how Yelp actually prefers to do it is getting businesses to sign 3 to 12 month contracts where they're basically doing everything for you, and it's kind of a black box, and they just kind of tell you whether or not it's doing good or bad. And that's a huge red flag to me, which is why that I do not recommend Yelp, and which is why we're not going to spend a lot of time actually going over how to use Yelp, but we are going to quickly kind of go over what the options are, right? And so what they kind of recommend and what they kind of try to push you to is their 3 to 12 month contract, again, where they kind of do things for you. What this allows you to do is upgrade your page, right? It gives you a slideshow instead of like a little small image, which apparently is a big deal to Yelp, and it allows you to kind of have somebody do the advertising for you. I've talked to a lot of my clients and a lot of local business owners who were previously advertising on Yelp, and they just kind of had no idea what was going on. It's just kind of they were throwing money at it, and they were hoping for the best, but they weren't able to track anything. There wasn't like an analytical dashboard where they were able to make decisions from data and things like that. And so a lot of them kind of canceled their contracts after they went through that minimum 3-month contract. And so I definitely do not recommend Yelp at all. I've never really heard great things about it. And if you want to do your own research, obviously, go search Yelp ads versus Facebook for local businesses, or Yelp ads for, versus Google for local businesses and things like that. If people are going to use Yelp, they do have, hidden down here kind of products and services, the self-service ads. And so if you want to run self-service ads for your clients, that is the one way to kind of profitably use Yelp, but they don't make it particularly user-friendly. What you have to do is claim your customer's business, right? And you do that, they have to verify it with their moderators, and it's kind of a long, somewhat annoying process. But once you can claim a business for your clients, then you can run self-service ads. And it's similar to other forms of advertising, but they don't make it particularly intuitive. So we're not going to cover it in this particular course. What we are going to cover, however, is definitely the second most profitable kind of advertising for local businesses, which is Google search ads. And so what Google search ads are, for example, is if we typed in Google or into Google dentist, we see where it says ad right here, right? Ad. And if we continue to scroll down, we see, here are some of the first organic results, which are Yelp ads Yelp pages. And then if we click here under best dentist, we do see an ad right here, an ad right here, an ad right here, and then the first organic result, which is right here. So this is interesting, right? So if you did do self-service ads, you would actually come in first on the first organic result. But if we actually look for the first organic result of a dentist themselves, we do see, after all of the advertisements right here, we see Fashion Valley Dentistry right here is the first organic result after Yelp here. And so we're going to click this, and we'll come back to this in a second. So in AdWords, and this is the Google platform. If you've never used AdWords before, I'll show you how to sign up for it really quick. But we see that, I've spent about 35 grand in the past, however long, and we've made about 136,000. So about $101,000 profit. So I do know what I'm talking about with Google Ads as well. So if we type in Google AdWords sign up into Google, we do see that you can just sign up with this link right here, AdWords sign up. And just go ahead and sign up, put in your credit card, do all of that fun stuff. And then once you do that, you'll see kind of a little dashboard that looks like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to click plus new campaign. And there's a lot of different types of ads here. Display ads you see like on random websites. Like you might be like browsing a canoe website, and you'd see like a little ad on their page for something. That's how like small websites make money sometimes. Like they'll actually allow other people to advertise on their site, and Google will give them a percentage of that. Shopping ads are if you typed in like, here, let's go to Google. Let's do like electric fireplace. These are shopping ads right here, how these pop up. It says sponsored. Video ads, this is YouTube, and these are incredibly profitable, but not particularly profitable, I've found, for local businesses, unless they are heavily dependent on video and they have a lot of video, and it's kind of a unique product. But this would not work as well for a dentist and kind of like commodity type businesses and things like that. And then Universal App is kind of similar to Audience Networks on Facebook. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna focus on is where it says search here. And there's 3 different types of ads here: sales, leads, and website traffic. Kind of think of sales as a conversion campaign in Facebook, and think of leads as like a reach campaign or a traffic campaign. This is just kind of a cheaper way to kind of get the results that you want, because we're not actually selling something to someone on this website, right? What we're doing and what we're trying to do is get a lead. We're trying to get somebody to make a phone call or visit a website. But most cases in this particular context, we want people to actually make a phone call. So we're going to do phone calls here. And we just put in the phone number of the local business that we wanted to put in here, or that we wanted people to actually call, and we go to continue. Or it's going to not say this is valid because it's obviously a fake number. Let's put in a different one. All right. We're going to call this one, dentist ad San Diego. So we're going to allow it to be searched on the search network, but we're not going to do display network. Obviously, we're not going to do United States, because these are advertisements that we want to show up only to people in San Diego, because somebody that searches dentist in like Boston is not going to call a dentist that's located in San Diego. So we're going to put in San Diego here. And if you want to get more specific, like if you want to do like a specific zip code, then you can do that too. Depending on how big the city is, it's probably better to do that. Just so because if in LA, for example, you can drive an hour within the city, and so somebody's not going to drive an hour to a dentist when there's one 5 minutes away. And so you want to look up the actual zip code if it is a larger city, and then put the zip code in here instead of actually just like the city and state itself. We're going to do English. The average budget per day, you can kind of talk to your clients about, but I generally like to start with 50, just to see how much people are spending. Because if it's in like a tiny little city like Boring, Oregon, for example, a $50 budget, you're not going to spend that, because there's not enough people searching dentists in Boring, Oregon per day to hit that. And so $50 a day is kind of just a number that I like to start with. But again, if you're more worried about budget or whatever, $20 is fine too. And we're going to do maximize conversion here, just because conversions is, we want people to actually call. So you can, if you want to, go with the cheaper option, excuse me, you can do maximize clicks, but maximize conversion kind of just shows the ad to people who are most likely to actually, make the phone call or do kind of the action that we want. I like to do Monday through Fridays. It depends on the business, actually. If it's a business that operates more Monday through Friday, you can do that. But dentists, for example, are much more popular, I would imagine, on Saturdays and Sundays, from my experience. So if you want to, split test and do one Monday through Friday, one Saturday through Sunday, and kind of compare your conversion costs for those phone calls and things like that, you can definitely do that. But for now, we're just going to put all days. I've generally found that between 7 or 8 a.m. Let's do 6:30 a.m. to let's do 7 p.m., which is 1900. Yeah, and so audiences we're not going to do, right? Because if we had an audience that we were actually using of website traffic and things like that, we could use that here. If we wanted to use, similarity audiences, like what people are actually searching, for example, we could come in here, like if we were advertising for like a school or like a financial services, we could do that. But what we're mainly concerned with is the actual keywords that people are searching. So we're not going to be worried about any of this stuff right here. So we're just going to go to save and continue. We're going to call this Dentist San Diego. And kind of instead of, just typing in keywords here, what I like to do is let Google tell me, right? And this is a very important part right here that a lot of people don't kind of know about or use correctly. So if you just type in like dentist, for example, it's a broad match keyword. So that could be like dentist's office or, things that aren't exactly the same. If you type in a keyword inside of quotations, it's a phrase match. So you type in dentist. So it would have to be dentist followed by one word, but would have to have this particular word. And if you want to learn more, you can do it here. And then if you want like an exact match, like San Diego dentist, like something more specific, you put it inside of brackets like this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Google and we're going to type in dentist. And we do see some ads up here, but we're not concerned with the ads. We want to see the #1 ranking organic result, which is right here, because this is Yelp, right? This is an actual dentist. So we're going to come in here, we're going to grab this website URL, and we're going to come back into AdWords, and we're going to type it in right here. And now what Google is going to do is they're going to show us the best keywords for this particular website, and we know this website is doing well because they're ranking organically first, right? So their SEO is on point. They obviously have traffic and backlinks and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to type in dentist. And I like to do phrase match. If you just typed in dentist for a broad match, you would definitely spend all of your budget. If it's a smaller city, then sometimes you have to use broad match. But for larger cities, I like to use phrase match mainly, and then some very specific exact matches. So dentist, teeth whitening. But people Google searching teeth whitening might be looking for like Crest white strips on Amazon and things like that. So you want to be careful here. Dentist near me. And I'm actually going to erase teeth whitening because I don't think that would be a good one. Dentist near me is great. Dentist San Diego. Let's try that one with exact match. We can also do dentist San Diego with phrase match just to compare. And then if you want to, finalize the comparison, we could do dentist San Diego just in broad match here. Dental implants. Let's do dentist. Man, I cannot type dentist, obviously. Dentist San Diego Ca. Pediatric dentist. This is probably a good one. La Jolla dentist. And this is just an area of San Diego, right? Dental crown, implantation, Mission Valley dentist, right? People are getting super specific here. Best dentist in San Diego is probably a good one. So let's type in, best dentist in San Diego, and we might want to do best dentist in San Diego, all three here, best dentist in San Diego. Okay, and so you can go down and there's obviously a lot more here, but you can add all of the ideas if you have a larger budget, for example, but I'm just going to use these ones for now, and I'm going to save and continue. And when I'm actually writing ads, guys, I like to get some inspiration because I don't like writing them from scratch. So let's say that this is called San Diego Dental, or like best San Diego Dental. This would be the name of the business, obviously. Since this is just a tutorial, we don't have a particular business. This would be the number. Description line 1, right? So we see their description line 1 here. California's complete expert dental care, all under one roof. What I like to do, just so it really feels like you're adding value to these businesses, I like to say, call today to claim your free teeth cleaning. Mention code, mention promo, let's do this backwards though. Mention promo Bright and call today to claim your free teeth cleaning. And you're going to be able to report this in 2 ways, guys. But it's good just to kind of have this here because some people will see it and some people won't. And when the dentists and the secretaries and stuff are talking about it, then they'll be able to kind of, they'll feel like you're adding more value because they just kind of feel it, even though you'll be able to tell from other places as well. And so then we want to say, San Diego's best family-owned, complete dental care clinic call today. Something like that, right? And then we put the link of our website or whatever that we wanted them to land on, right? It could be a Facebook page if they don't have a website, but they should have a website. And then what we're going to do here is where it says call reporting. Call reporting shows detailed information about calls you've received, find out when calls were made and received, the duration of the calls, and the caller's area code. So we're going to turn this on because then we're going to actually be able to kind of see phone calls, right? Google is so unbelievably technologically advanced. They can actually track when people make calls from Google, right? And then they can show you how long those calls were if it's on Android, and more information if it's on Android. If it's not on Android, they can still tell you if a call was made. And so you'll be able to say, okay, we spent $20 and you got 10 calls or whatever it was, right? So make sure you turn this on. And then we're going to save and continue. It's not going to let us save and continue because the display URL is blank. So let's just grab one of these random ones. We got to delete most of it though, because these are all big UTM links. All right, whatever. Let's just do dentist.com. But this would be the link for your actual dental campaign. And that's that, guys. That is AdWords. That is how you use search ads to actually advertise for local businesses. And that's how I like to prove to the local businesses that they are working. That's a very fast comparison of Yelp versus Google Ads, which are the second best way, Google Ads that is, to advertise for local businesses, obviously behind Facebook, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let's get to the next.